Okay, there we go. So I am Katie Galan. I'm the Director of Education and Community Engagement for BBB Serving the Heart of Texas. So thank y'all for attending today's webinar workshop. If this is the first time that you've attended one of our webinars, we host these every single month. They're always at no cost to you. And we try really hard to bring topics to you and to bring experts that are going to benefit your business and really just help you along on your business journey. Our goal with BBB is not just to, help you, survive and keep your doors open, but it's to help you thrive. So be on the lookout for more webinars coming up. We have some coming up on one coming up on leadership. We'll of course cover AI probably a couple of times this year. We'll do some tax stuff. So just be on the lookout for those and register and pass that information along to anybody who who may benefit. That's kind of all I wanted to cover on the BBB side. I want to go ahead and hand it over to Laura. She's going to be talking. Laura, of course, is with LiftFund, and she's going to be talking about how you can gain access to capital for your business, which as business owners, you all know, or people who are running businesses, that finding capital for your business is probably one of the most challenging things that you're going to face. So we're really happy to have Laura Estrada on to cover this and go over this with y'all. Of course, y'all's cameras are off and you're muted. Feel free to put any questions or comments in the chat section, and we'll get to those questions just as soon as we are done with the presentation. But please feel free to pick Laura's brain, ask any questions that you want. We really want to make sure that we're taking advantage of the time that we have with her here today. Also want to mention that this is, of course, being recorded, and so it will be sent to you probably in the next couple of days, if not tomorrow, probably Monday. So if you don't get to stay on for the whole thing, I hope that you do, but if not, don't worry, we will send you the recording. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to Laura.
Thank you, Katie, and thank you for inviting me for this opportunity. My name is Laura Estrada. I am with LiftFund. I'm the market manager, and I'm here in Corpus Christi. I office at the Del Mar Center for Economic Development. I'm a former banker since the early 70s, and I know how important access to capital is, but I want to tell you a little bit about LiftFund and then how we can help you with your needs. So I'm going to take the camera off. Katie will be checking the chat for me, and if we have any questions and we have some time, then we can go through that as well. So I'm going to turn off my camera, and Katie, let me know that everything looks good. You can see this?
Yes, you're good.
Very good. Thank you. So again, I'm with LiftFund. We are headquartered in San Antonio, Texas. I am here in Corpus Christi. We are now 30 years old. Janie Barrera is our founder. She is from Corpus Christi, and she started this business like many of you may have if you are existing business owners. She started with one person and herself. And her parents were business owners, and she decided that her mission was to try to help other business owners like her parents. He was a bus driver. She was a homemaker. They had La Mexicana here in Corpus Christi, and she realized that although they were running a small business, they needed more help. So our mission is to help the business owners get access to credit and other services. Our vision is to help you keep your doors open and then trying to level the financial playing field in our communities. Our values are that we're dedicated to our customers and that we listen, care, and serve, and we lead with integrity. We are trying very, very hard to work with business owners, teach them what they need to know, and then we work very closely with our partners like the BBB. I'm here at the Small Business Development Center, so my partners are the business advisors here at the Small Business Development Center within the Del Mar Center. We strive to be better. We continue to grow and prosper. We started in 1994 with one location. We're now in 30 states. And that's because there was a vision, there was a strong board. We're managed by a board. We're not a bank. We're not a credit union. We are only a financial institution. We're called a CDFI, Community Financial Institution. Today, Amy Herford is our CEO president. And then she's working hard to get the message out about LiftFund. We work really closely with entrepreneurs. I shared with Katie, I take my hat off to entrepreneurs because I tried to be a business owner in 2008 when the crash of this business industry, financial industry happened. I, like many bankers, lost their job and I tried to open up a business and I got really scared and I went back to the workplace, which I love. So I take my hat out to you because you're entrepreneurial in spirit. You want to grow, you want to learn. There's a lot of resources that are available to you. And then providing accessible information to entrepreneurs that want knowledge. We champion the small business victories. And when I say small business victories, I'm going to tell you that I'm so proud of this one particular individual, Devin Moreno. I met him about 8 years ago when he was starting his business, and he's the owner of Paradigm Wellness, Acupuncture and Massage. This young man self-nominated himself to the SBA as the Young Entrepreneur of the Year. He won that award, and you can see him on stage here when he was recognized by the SBA. Angela came in, Burton came in from the Rio Grande Valley. She's the head of the SBA for our division, recognizing Devin for all of what he's been able to accomplish. Devin was nice enough to give me a little testimonial that I think you're going to enjoy. Let's listen to him now.
Hello, my name is Devin Moreno. I'm the owner of Paradigm Wellness Acupuncture and Massage. We have been in business since 2017. We primarily do acupuncture and massage, looking to soon expand into physical therapy and chiropractic. I started my business in 2017 in a 97 square foot office, about the size of a very, very small room. We had a lot of challenges when we first started because we didn't have access to funds. I went to different banks, local banks, big banks, and nobody wanted to give me any money. When I reached out to Laura at LiftFund, they were able to give me a small business loan, which I used for marketing. I used it for advertising. The biggest thing that helped me was Google advertising. I spent about $2,500 in the advertising, and I started getting different clients from different demographics and areas. Then when I started taking insurance, that really kickstarted my business too, as well, because I was getting referrals from different insurance companies. I was able to see Medicare patients. And I would say when we moved to our second office, which was 140 square feet, so about 50 square feet bigger, is when I started taking the VA. And that also really helped my business because veterans can come for treatments for free at no cost to them, and they can come as often as they want. That was a big thing for me. We moved to our third office, which was about 900 to 1,000 square feet. I got another LiftFund loan, and that helped me really, really grow as well. Used it for supplies. I used it to hire my first employee. I started off by myself in that 97 square foot office, and now we have 11 employees. And to me, that's huge because we've been able to grow and grow and grow, and every year has been significant growth. Now we're in a 1,900 square foot office, looking to expand next door into the 3,500 square foot office, so bringing it to a total of about 5,000 square feet. Right now, we're in the process of building our own office, which will be 8,000 to 12,000 square feet and the first facility of its kind in all of Texas. It's going to be an integrative health wellness center. So without these, key components of my growth, such as the funding from LiftFund, marketing, things like that, I wouldn't have been able to keep going. And so I'm very, very thankful for that.
There you go. I'm just amazed with this young man. And when I say that we lead with integrity and we work with our customers, Devin and I have been meeting off and on throughout the years. And when he was telling me about his growth potential, we made sure that he came and we recognized what he was doing. Because our job here at LiftFund, we're here to give you access to capital, as you can see there, what we've done across our 15-state footprint. Resource partners. We got him in touch with resource partners to help him. I'm also a SCORE mentor, so I was not mentoring him, but offering him opportunities to meet with others, which is a type of mentoring. So he's working with his small business development advisors, and that's why we do consultation and education seminars. Here it notes the diverse clients that we're working with: minorities, women business owners, veterans, low to moderate income, and startups. He was a startup. He is such a wonderful person. And he slowly paced himself to start his business. He came to us twice. Now, Devin, if you heard, he went 8 years, 97 square feet, 1,900 square feet to 5,000 square feet, 8 years. And now he is now graduated to where now the banks are listening to him. We started with him. Our job is to help you with funding options, to help you if you're a startup, and then graduate you to the next level, which is your traditional banks or credit union, whichever you want to use. So it's really important that we work with you and we understand what your business needs are and how we can help you, and then help you with your goals and your budget. Our loans start as low as $500 up to $500,000. We also are participating in the SBA program because we have our own authority with the SBA. And what that means, folks, is we're using our own funds, but if there's some risk factors involved, maybe there's some not enough collateral or something like that, we might use the guarantee of the SBA. So we use our own underwriting guidelines, and then we use the guarantee of the SBA program to help mitigate any risks that we may be looking at. And then we have the several different programs that I'll talk about a little further down the way. But we also have been helping with disaster relief loans. Here in the coastal bend, when Hurricane Harvey hit, we were out there talking to everybody, offering funding for those individuals that were negatively impacted by Hurricane Harvey. Houston with Beryl, and now right now in the California area, we're in 15 states and California is one of them. We were helping with the fires. Again, the educational component of our work is not to just give you access to capital, but to educate, help you with your financials, just kind of give you an insight of what we do, and then group seminars and webinars like today. And then again, the resources that we offer to our clients. This gives you an idea of the type of loans that we will look at. Commercial real estate purchases. A lot of business owners don't want to lease anymore, so they're looking at purchasing real estate. Some business owners need more equipment because they're expanding, they're winning contracts. They need inventory. If I have a janitorial service and I'm buying more equipment and I'm getting more clients, well, I need more inventory. If I've moved into a brick and mortar and maybe it's a brand new facility, I may need some funding for some capital resources to do some improvements, put in some shelving, put in lighting. Some folks are having to put in their own HVAC facility in these different places that they're leasing. Supplies, vehicles, working capital. And on the lower section of this, you'll see that the different states that we're in that we talked about in the 15-foot state footprint. I talked about special loan programs. LiftFund is a nonprofit. We're a CDFI, Community Development Financial Institution. So when we need funding, we will actually borrow from our banks. Banks, when they need funding, they borrow from the Federal Reserve. But we also write grants. And when we write the grants, they're contract agreements with different programs throughout our footprint. And that's what you see on the screen in the different areas that we have our offices. So these programs are contracts similar to what's going on here in Corpus Christi. We have a contract agreement with the city of Corpus Christi that if you can't get a loan with your bank, then the opportunity to come to LiftFund, if you meet our underwriting guidelines, then the city, through funding that's set aside through the Type B board with our tax dollars, business tax dollars, you're able to get a lower interest rate at 5.5%. All these programs, somebody is paying your interest. So the city of Corpus Christi is buying down your interest. Instead of paying us 12.5%, you're paying 5.5%. They want you to be successful. If you look a little further down, it talks about small business grant programs. So in the Laredo area, we've got some grant programs going on. And just recently here in Corpus Christi, because of the drought, we have been offered a contract to help the city of Corpus Christi offer grants to business owners who meet certain criteria that they've been negatively impacted by the drought. That program goes live March the 15th. If you're in the coastal, in Corpus Christi proper, actually, this is only for Corpus Christi business owners. There'll be some criteria involved. You'll go to our website at liftfund.com, look for the special business grant program and see if you meet those criteria. You would do the same for all of those loan programs if you're in those areas. This is just a quick overview of what the 7A Community Advantage program that I spoke of earlier gives you longer terms. This program with us goes up to $350,000, and it's available for startups and existing business owners. Again, this is the guarantee of the SBA. It's LiftFund's funds. And then we're using that guarantee kind of like maybe it's your big brother. You know, we want to do the loan, you meet our underwriting guidelines, but there's some underwriting risk criteria, and we want to use this program. I want you to notice where maybe towards the bottom where it says owner injection, we will always ask for the owner to participate with us. And when I use that word participate, we're not going to do 100% financing. We want you to inject some access to capital, some of your own funding source. And although it says 20% injection of capital, sometimes we may ask for more depending on the industry that you're in or what you're trying to do with your need for access to capital. The 504 program is a bigger program, and that one we do it in partnership with banks. If you look in the dark brown box, the structure is usually the bank is willing to do the loan, but maybe they don't want to carry the full risk of this because these are large dollar loans, $1 million and up. So the bank will hold the first lien and they'll do 50% of the loan. Maybe the CDFI or someone like LiftFund will do 40%. And then the owner's injection would be 10%. That owner's injection can be more. It can be 20, it can be 30. I had a call yesterday and I asked a question about participating in a loan, and our underwriting guidelines were, we're going to ask for 25% from the owner to participate in this loan. So depending on the need, we can look at larger need for access with buildings, big purchases, facility construction, multiple things. And we do not, let me think of what I want to say here. We do not, we make a fully amortized loan. So we're not scheduling like a balloon note. It's a fully amortized loan where you're making payments for the life of the loan. We're not going to ask you to refinance it in 5 years. Our processes are very similar, but you got to be prepared. I just got off a call with SCORE, and one of the things we're learning is people are not properly prepared. They're getting in a hurry. They're not doing enough research. So always know how much you need. It's very hard on bankers, lenders, traditional lenders, and lenders like us. If you get told, well, how much will you lend me? No, that's not what it is. You've got to figure out how much you need. If you're a startup, we want you to sit down and work out a plan as to what is it you need? Why do you need it? Is it a want or a need? Look at your personal financials, because we're going to be looking at your personal financial side of the business. I use the term global banking. We're going to see what's going on at home if you're a startup, and if you're not a startup, you're existing business, because we want to know that you're taking care of business at home. We're going to be looking at your credit. We use TransUnion, and you're going to be personally guaranteeing your obligations. So we always encourage you to check your credit before you apply for any loan. Make sure that there's nothing on there that should be out there. There aren't any collections. If everything is there that's correct, that's fine. If there's something there that's not correct, or it's an obligation that needs to be taken care of, do not try to dismiss it. Take care of that obligation. Know your type of business entity. Are you a sole proprietor, which means doing business as under a name, another name, a partnership, an LLC, corporate documents? Many people will tell me that they're an LLC, and quite frankly, they are a sole proprietor. They went to the county, they registered themselves with the county. They did not register with their state. So know what your legal entity is. And if somebody has more than 20% or more ownership in the business, all owners will be required to apply for the loan. Business planning, if you're a startup, definitely you're going to need that. And certainly we have people here at the Small Business Development Centers across the United States that can help you with those business plans, projections at no cost. We also have advisors in-house that will do that for you. If you are going to do a large project like Devin, you're going to need a business plan with projections. And one of the things that Devin said, he said, oh, I thought a projection was, oh, I'm going to bring in a new chiropractor. I'm going to bring in a masseuse. I'm just going to have the best office ever. He said, I didn't realize that you wanted to know what my expenses were as well. And I said, yes, Devin, that's part of the business plan. But you know what? Devin knows his business. He's got all of his certifications in the acupuncture business, but that's why the SBDC and SCORE and other business advisors are available to help people like Devin. Business and financial education. Know what the 5 C's of credit are. I've been in the banking business since the early 70s, and the 5 C's of credit have never gone away. That is what we're looking at: your character, your capacity, capital, collateral, conditions. Examine your finances, know your credit score, know your budget, know what you want to do, have industry experience. Lack of industry experience has really killed some deals here. And if you're not sure what the 5 C's of credit are, it's listed there. And I will tell you, we use the credit report to get an idea of what your character is. And I know from the credit report how you're going to pay me back. And that's important for everybody to know, that we use that so that we understand what your ethics are. We understand what we can count on with you if we go into a deal with you. And you want to make sure that we understand what's happened. A lot of times during, I guess it was during COVID, people lost their jobs. So, and some people passed on. So things change. We'll see that. But it's very important for you to understand what we're looking at when we are looking at the possibility of lending money to you. Capacity. Are you meeting your personal expenses? Are you being able to pay your mortgage, your car payment, any IRS outstanding debt, student loans, child support? Make sure that those are all in order. If they are not, chances are with any lender and LiftFund and any other type of CDFI, it will stop the deal for you. We will look at people that have filed bankruptcy. We have certain criteria for that. The banks won't look at you for 7 years, but we will look at you. We want you to be re-engaged and help you rebuild your credit. And we'll look to see how we can help you through that as well. And then capital, do you have anything in savings? What are your assets? And how much time have you put into this business? We are considered a collateral-based lender. We do not offer any unsecured loans. So we're going to look at anything we can do to be able to help you. We use vehicles as collateral. If you don't have any real assets, and maybe you have intellectual property and you're a consultant, then we will use your vehicle to help you with the need for working capital. Conditions, we want to know what's going on. So today in Corpus Christi, the coastal bend, drought conditions are impacting business owners. Previous, we had the Hurricane Harvey. Previous to that, we had fracking going on. So conditions are very important in every neck of the woods. That's what lenders are looking at, depending on the industry that you've chosen to start your business or have a business in. How it works, well, our lending practices, or actually to apply for a loan, it's very easy. We have a portal, it's liftfund.com. One of the things that it's a self-serving portal, if I can use that word, where you go into the application, it takes about 20 minutes. You prepare all your information prior to going into the application portal. Usually I have a conversation with you. You'll know what your obligations are. We talked about earlier, what am I paying for the business? What type of income is coming in? Do I have employees that I have to pay? Do I have business obligations? And then I need to know, what are my personal obligations? What are my minimum required debts that I have to pay every month? And how much income is coming into my household? I apply, I submit the application. When you click on our link and it says, do you accept the terms and conditions of this request? That means you are accepting that we're pulling credit. Again, we use TransUnion. We use other portals, LexisNexis, Personal and Business, and SmartLinks. With all that information, we're able to gather information based on what you've documented and based on what we see. When we pull our information, you're going to get an immediate response to your application, and you will know more or less the dollar figure that we are going to consider versus the amount that you put in there. Again, we're looking at multiple factors in order to make those decisions. And then you'll just go ahead and scan in. If you're very good using the internet, you'll scan in the documents that we need. And then a person like myself will visit with you to talk through some of the application requirements and answer any questions you may have. So that said, a lot of information shared. Best practices, if you're in business, make sure you're keeping good records on everything you're doing. We are struggling today with business owners, and I use this very casually, but you're mixing your apples with your oranges and your potatoes and your onions. If you have several business entities, do not mix your business expenses or income with your personal. Keep everything separate. And if you're not yet understanding what a cash flow statement is, or income statement, or balance sheet, go to our our portal, LiftFund portal, and look to see what type of seminars we're offering. Look to see what the seminars are being offered through SCORE or the SBDC, and then learn what these things are so that you can understand how your income is being managed for the business. Identify your trends. Make sure that when you're preparing your tax returns, and this is very important, especially if you're going to a bank, if you're preparing a tax return and you're showing a negative cash flow for your business, you're telling everybody that your business is not making money. We'll add back what we can, but I guarantee you, your bankers are looking to see from that tax return, what are you reporting? With LiftFund, if it's under $50,000, we're not going to look at a tax return. We're going to look at your bank statements, personal and business. Typically 3 months business bank statements and personal bank statements, and alternative sources of income that are coming in. So demonstrate that your business is not merely a hobby, that you're actually taking in that income. If it's cash, you're depositing the cash. You're not putting it into your personal account or putting it into your bolsa, into your pocket. That's very difficult, because then you don't really know how much money you're really making. Your balance sheet, your income statement, what you own, what you owe, what you earn, what you're incurring with debt, your cash flow statement. Hire a bookkeeper. It is a bit costly, or learn how to use QuickBooks. I am working with a business owner now that they mixed up so many things that I actually sat with them for a couple of hours and say, okay, here's my recommendation. I'm not an accountant. I am not an attorney. I'm not a banker, but if you continue to mix things together, you're making it very difficult for us to understand which business is making money and which business is losing money. And you continue to use your personal account to pay part of your business expenses, and you're using your business account to pay some of your personal expenses. Stop that. You need to separate those and understand those disciplines are very important. liftlearn.com. We offer videos and templates for business owners, new and existing. We also offer a program Initiate, where you can learn more information on programming that we have as resources. I also added in here, we have the Del Mar College SBDC as a resource, including the LiftLearn portal, our SBA administration. They give you ideas of other programs that are available throughout the United States. SCORE, Workforce Solutions, and of course the BBB. Business coaching, one-on-one coaching to overcome your challenges. And then here, recently, we were talking with SCORE. I'm going to share something that one of the SCORE mentors said today, is that people are not doing enough research. They're not taking the time to gather the right information to understand your business. You need to know what your real goals are, your personal and your business goals, so that you can be successful. Take the time to attend seminars and events. These are past seminars that LiftFund hosted a couple of days ago. I just today found that here at the SBDC, there's a profit mastery class going on. Starts in March. March. So if you're interested in profit mastery, look for those programs to help you be a more successful business owner. These are other ways to connect with us. That's my information. Make it happen. And I'm appreciating the time that you spent with me today. I hope I didn't go too fast. And if there's any questions, I'd be more than happy to entertain any questions.
So I don't see anything in the chat. If anybody has any questions that you want to pose to Laura, please put that in the chat or raise your hand and I'll enable you. I'll give you the ability to talk if you want to talk. But I definitely thank you so much, Laura. That was a lot of really great information. And notable that even though Laura is here in the Corpus Christi area, these are services that are provided across the state. So just want to make sure everybody keeps that
And
in
you
mind.
know, and I didn't say this, but these services are generally free. Most of the time, services for learning different things are free. They're online, they're in person. The Profit Mastery course that I just talked about, that one is not free, but that is an excellent class. If anybody wants to take it, there is a fee for it. It's a 4-day session, 1 day out of the week. But learning more about how to manage your business, especially now during stressful times, education is power. And learning more about how to manage your business, and when you can do it at no cost, it's your time that you're putting into it in order to better your business, better your family, and meet those business goals.
Okay, so James Franks, what's the average term and interest rate for $100,000 loan through y'all with a 700 credit score? Thank you, James.
That's a good question. LiftFund does not use your credit score to determine the rate and the term. The credit score is a valuable piece of information to let me know what your character is, what your disciplines are, and how you will repay me. And when I say me, LiftFund. The programs that we offer for $100,000, if we were to use the 7A program, we might have a 10-year term. We may have a 15-year term. If we're not going to use the SBA program, we still may consider those terms. So we're going to look at the score to help us make a decision, but the programs we use will dictate the term and the interest rate that we're going to use. So let's go back to my program here in Corpus Christi. It is maxed out at $75,000. You may have a great score. Your interest rate is still going to be 5.5%. And because the maximum term and maximum amount is $75,000, most of the time, the maximum term on that program is 72 months. But the score is important. It's not to be dismissed. It's what's behind the score that we're looking at in order for us to determine whether we can offer you that loan with that program. Good question. Thank you.
Thank you, Laura. Thank you, James. I don't know if you have any follow-up to that, James, or if anybody else has any questions. I want to be sure that you guys have the ability to really pick Laura's brain while we have her and make sure that you get all of your questions answered. So we'll keep up here for another couple of minutes and just see if we get anything else come through.
I'm going to say something that I don't know if you had. One of the things that Devin did not say on his little testimonial was he did not realize how important it was to have a banker, an accountant, his insurance agent, and a legal person. He has switched accountants 5 different times because they didn't understand the nature of his business. He's had to go searching for bankers because they didn't believe in his business. And he finally found a bank that understands his business, is willing to work with him. And he's considered a private client now. So just take that into consideration. And he said, and for me not to understand what projections were and then to find the source here at the Small Business Development Center, which is available across the United States, he said, what a valuable thing to have and to help me get better educated, because he's got multiple certifications, well educated, but he is not into the financial aspect of it. So your banker, make sure they know what you're doing. Make sure that you are having a relationship with them. Make sure that whoever's running your books understands how to run the books properly. And then insurance is a big deal. Liability insurance, key man insurance. What if he dies? What's going to happen, right?
Okay, so yeah, Leticia has something here. How are the approvals looking for small businesses that are residential remodeling services? Thank you, Leticia.
That's a very difficult question in that in Texas, we have something called the homestead law. I come out of the banking industry. So when people are home-based and they're trying to do things inside their home, and I'm going to use childcare as a good example, because we have multiple homes that are allowed to have the childcare facility and they're retrofitted to where they have a separate entrance and everything is really looks just like a small business, and you're regulated by the number of children that you can have as well. When you're trying to do some of those types of remodels, when it looks like we're remodeling a home, which we are, it's very difficult. So we have to look at other ways to be able to help the client. And what we do is we look at, okay, what do they need? And then we look at collateral. Okay, what can you offer collateral wise so that we can give you the working capital that you need? We have to be very, very careful, because if we're impacting the homestead law, where we're doing something to somebody's homestead, there can be some legal ramifications that are very, very expensive, if you will, because we're breaking the law in Texas. We find workarounds, but it's very difficult.
Thank you, Laura. Thank you, Leticia. Do we have any other questions, comments, any other information that y'all need? You know, and I want to just kind of, while I have y'all on, just reiterate, there are so many organizations that work to help you and don't have a cost or minimal cost. A lot of these programs and organizations they are able to provide services to you because your tax dollars pay for them already. So it's really important that you guys take care, you know, or, you know, just kind of remember that. And I think we've got something from James. 2 questions. What about grants? Yes. What about grants?
So those grants, because of what happened with COVID, we had a lot of grants going out there, and that was very uncommon. The only time we would see grants would typically be with hurricanes and disasters and things of that nature. So grants are not a very common thing. They are far and few between today, because we're talking about Corpus Christi having a grant and Laredo had a grant. It's when your municipality or another governing or another entity feels like they need to find some access to capital, and then you have to meet the grant criteria. And so I'll use Corpus Christi again. There are some business owners that think they have the right to apply for a grant because we're in a drought, but they don't meet the criteria. They're not an irrigation company. They're not a car wash or one of those, you know, those detailing car washes that they go mobile detailing. There are certain criteria you just don't meet. So the grants are far and few between. I know that childcare is a big deal in Texas, and I've gone to the Texas website to see when people need access to cash through grants. So you'll have to be checking Texas if you're in Texas for that particular area. I saw some.
And
yeah.
James was also asking, how does the approval look for the mechanic shop? And I saw yours come through, Craig. We'll get to that right after this.
For a mechanic shop with grants, I don't think it's in the category, but please go to our, if you're interested, go to the liftfund.com, look for special programs. There's going to be a drop down box, and you'll see if you can even put your name in as a potential candidate for the grant in Corpus Christi.
Yeah, I don't know if I don't know where he is, but
It's for a loan. I have several mechanics that are getting loans as well.
But also, James, wherever you're located, look to yes, of course, look to, you know, your city municipalities, look to your chambers of commerce too. There are a lot of other entities that offer grants. They may not be, you know, these huge sizable grants, but there are a lot of times grant opportunities that kind of come through random times of the year. So definitely look to that. Whatever region you're in here in Texas, connect with your director. So I'm the director here in the Coastal Bend area, and we can help help you find those funding options too, whatever that looks like. Craig says we're in the mental health field where the challenge is downward pressure on income with upward pressure on needing services. We need a good accounting firm. Oh, wait, hold on, make sure I got that. We need to expand. It keeps moving on me. We need to expand to lower per client. I'm sorry, it's cutting off on me for some reason. We have a good accounting firm and attorney, but we need mentors to help us find a path towards growth. Are you able to see that whole?
Yeah, and so if you would go to score.org, and depending on where you're at, if you go to score.org, you'll put in what you're looking for with respect to a mentor in that particular category. And then it's across the United States. So if there's not anybody local, but it's in the category that you're looking for, you can find a mentor that can help you with that category.
And James mentioned when he was talking about asking about approvals, he was asking about that for a loan, what that looks like for mechanic shops as far as a loan goes, not grants.
Yeah, so loan as well. In fact, I closed a mechanic loan about 2 weeks ago in the Aransas Pass area. Same thing, we're looking for capacity, we're looking at credit, we're looking at what are you going to offer as collateral, and then the program, depending on if we even have a program for veterans, if you're a veteran. When we have special programs, it's as the money is available. As we utilize the money, then the program will go away. So today we have a low interest rate loan for veterans as well, and then the Corpus Christi area.
Okay. Do we have any other questions? We still have plenty of time, so feel free to ask any questions that you guys may have for Laura while we have
And I
her.
know I raced through the program because many times people are, they're on their lunch hour, or just came back from lunch and need to get back to work. But there's a lot of information that's available to you. I'm about resources. You look at the SBDCs across the board, look at SCORE, look at your chambers of commerce, and then so it says for veterans, do you offer loans for aviation mechanics? Yeah, here's the interesting thing about a CDFI different from a bank. No loan is a bad loan unless you're in an industry that is adult entertainment, that is doing some gambling. If you are a buy here, sell here, buy here, sell here, buy here, pay here shop, like a car shop, I can't help you. So no idea is a bad idea. We're looking for, does it make sense? Is it within our standards? And can you pay us back? And what's the collateral? And do you have significant industry experience? So we will look at different things like aviation mechanics. So it's about, what is the deal? What does the business plan look like? What does the revenue stream look like? Do you have alternative sources of income if you're a startup? And then we just go through the whole process of evaluating the loan application. Sometimes it takes a conversation to kind of work out the kinks and make sure that we're all on the same page in order for you to be prepared in order to move forward on the request.
Okay. Thank you, Leticia. Any other questions? And again, want to remind you guys, as I was mentioning, how there are so many organizations that offer services to just like LiftFund, that don't have a fee just because your tax dollars pay for them, like your SBAs, your SBDCs, a lot of different organizations. So be sure and take advantage of that. And BBB also, of course, is a resource. We have our own products and services that can help you with your business and make sure that you are viewed as a ethical and honest business. So we definitely have our own products and resources, but we can't provide services like what LiftFund does and giving you that capital, or helping you get that capital. So but look to us. We like to definitely be a connector for businesses. So if we don't, we don't have all the answers for everything. None of us do, but we do definitely work comprehensively, all of our organizations, especially here in the Coastal Bend, to try and provide answers to businesses and try to make sure that you guys are being successful. So if you're not sure where to look to, if you're not sure who can, who's able to offer whatever services it is that you're needing, please get in contact with me or with the director in your region, whichever region you're in, your BBB director, and we're happy to connect you. That's what we do. We like to, really, again, work with other organizations to comprehensively offer you solutions to your business problems. Do we have any other questions? I don't see anything else coming through.
I'll just add something else. In Corpus Christi and probably maybe in your local area, when you have, maybe you need some exterior assistance, there are multiple communities that will offer some grants. It's a type of grant where it helps you with the exterior, the facade, if you will. You'll have to participate in it. And then they'll look at helping you do some exterior remodeling. Downtown Management District here in Corpus Christi will do that. If you're in a special area that needs some renovation and they have some set aside dollars, you always want to check with all the different sources, as Katie said, to see what might be available to you. It's not 100% grant, it's your participation with your community to see what they have to offer you.
Laura, can you provide provide your contact information in the chat if you don't mind? I just went ahead and put my email in there too.
Yeah, let me play with the chat.
Okay. And Craig's asking, are there examples that provide what we need to document for your business to make the process smoother so we don't have to go through multiple accountants? And let's see, we don't have to go through multiple accountants and banks.
And let's see, let me finish this here. I can't, what is it? I can't walk and chew gum at the same time. So are there multiple examples that we provide document for business to make processes smoother so we don't have to go through multiple accountants and banks? So I know on our web portal, when you're getting ready to consider looking for, you don't have to be going through us. Our portal, the SCORE portal, the SBDC and SBA, they give you examples of documents that you should already have prepared. Banks will always want tax returns, business and personal. They're always going to want a type of business plan. And you've already got your relationship with them, so they may not ask for bank statements. But those types of documents that you will technically always need, those are listed in all those portals that I mentioned. And so those are opportunities for you to be better prepared. And if you don't have QuickBooks and you don't have an accountant that's helping you with the tax returns, then just having really good record keeping at some point. I had a gentleman that keeps handwritten record keeping, and that guy is good. But he's old school, and the bank wanted, the income statement and the balance sheet, so they couldn't help him. So they came to us, and we were able to help him, but keep some type of records so that you can get. But if you go to those websites, including ours, it'll say, "Are you ready?" And then it's going to give you things that you should start looking for. And all of those websites are there for you, and they should be user-friendly so that you can get access to the types of things to be prepared. I know in our website, we will say, we want to see your bank statements. We will say anything over 50,000, we're going to see, we're going to ask your tax returns. If you're a startup, I want a business plan. It might be an informal business plan, but I'm going to want a business plan. And I want to know that you have industry experience. Your resume is a big deal. If you don't have industry experience and you just decided you wanted to do this because of whatever reason, chances are it's not going to happen. Leticia, here's my email. Thank you, Katie. There's a lot of information, folks. If you're a startup, it's I'm going to repeat what I heard Dr. Chip, he's a professor at Del Mar. He said, take advantage of every program that's available. Your time invested in the program is important. Take time to set up an action plan, take time to look at your budget, take time to really investigate what's going on. Can you afford to move this way? And I always think of a program that I used to watch a lot. They said, if this is a business you want to go into in your startup, go take a part-time job in that business. You find out you hate it, then the time invested was pretty good, right? Because you went into a position for 6 months and you don't like it, and you did not have to invest money to start a business. Don't forget to look at franchises. Those are real important. Those are good. There's a lot of information on franchises for multiple types of situation for business owners or people who want to look at doing something on the side as they're moving forward. There's just a lot of research, and really just and again, I have to say it over here in Corpus Christi, the SBDC has webinars every Wednesday at 4 o'clock that kind of give you some information to help you decide what you need to do for next steps.
Do we have any other questions? We've got about 10 minutes left if anybody has anything that they'd still like to ask. Any comments? Really happy that you guys have stuck on with us for this whole thing. And don't forget that this is being recorded. So we will be sending this out again, probably if not tomorrow, probably Monday. You should be receiving it in your inbox.
Let me do oh, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say any other questions.
There's a promo going on. If you have any women businesses on the line, it says there's something that's being, it'll start March the 1st, Texas Women's University. They're going to be putting something out for women-owned businesses, and they're looking for applicants that want to apply. They're going to do some seminars. They're going to help you with your pitch. It's going to be a 6-week program. So start looking for something from the Texas Women's University, because that's coming out soon. And it'll be hosted here in Corpus Christi.
That was my mom's alma mater.
Ah, there you go.
TWC. Okay, well, it looks like we don't have any other questions. Again, if you guys need more information, Laura's got her contact information there. I've put my contact info as well, but you are on a BBB webinar, so you know how to get a hold of me, and I can pass on any information to Laura or anybody else that you need help connecting with. That's what I'm here for. I'm a connection to really help you, of course, with our products and services. BBB, you know, like I mentioned at the start of this, we really are invested in helping businesses not only keep your doors open, but thrive. So we offer, again, our own products and services to help you do that. But then we all, you know, we're able to connect you with people like Laura at LiftFund, who can help you in other ways that we can't. So please take advantage of that. Take advantage of all these resources that are here for you, because we all have the same goal in mind, which is to help you be successful. So anything that you guys need, please reach out to us. Thank you so much for attending today, and look out for next month's webinar. It's going to be March 26th, and we're going to be talking about leadership 101. And after that, I believe, is our big AI webinar with Terry Moten. So be on the lookout for those, and, you know, register for those and pass them along to anybody else that might be interested. So thank you guys for being on today. Thank you so much, Laura, for offering all of your expertise and advice to these businesses on here. And I hope that everybody has a great rest of the day and a great rest of the week. And hopefully we'll see y'all next month. Bye, everybody.
Thank you, Katie. Thank you, folks. Have a good day. Ta-ta.